Hey, everybody. So I want to do round two. I want you to look at this clip first. Then I'm going to come back with further commentary on what I call DP, which is very prevalent in the BC. And what is it? Dusty privilege. Welcome to the BC, where DP resides. The BC loves DP. Dusty privilege at its best. And also, it's also a failure as well within the court system. Check it out. Fair use.
There was a drive-by.
Until this January,
I'm breathing and the snow is moving.
when Little was linked to the murder that shocked the city's conscience.
He has a beautiful smile. He had a beautiful heart.
Carrie Gray was pulling into this food mart in southwest Atlanta when she heard a gunshot. Her 6-month-old was in the back seat. Drivers in 2 cars flying by were exchanging gunshots.
It hit the trunk, so there was no shattered glass. There was no crying.
Her 6-month-old son was slumped over in his baby seat. Grayson Fleming Gray was dead.
People were driving past us shooting, and they got my back, but they got my baby, 6 months.
Carrie Gray's 911 call struck a nerve inside Atlanta Police Headquarters and kicked off an exhaustive manhunt for the shooter.
We coming at you with everything we got.
Within 24 hours, police felt they had their man, DeQuasie Little.
I just couldn't believe it. I can't believe he messed up his life and mother life, the child life and stuff. I couldn't believe it.
DeQuasie Little's arrest ended a 4.5-year-long string of crimes spanning 4 counties, at least 6 arrests, 7 victims, 2 convictions, in and out of jail, and ending with a murder charge. It is a pattern that has veteran prosecutors like Pete Skandalakis shaking their heads.
I think citizens should be concerned. This is not what they expect the court system to do.
Back in July 2019, DeQuasie Little pled guilty in Fulton County to the aggravated assault and strangulation of this woman who didn't want to be identified. With outstanding charges in Fulton, Peach, and Houston counties, a judge gave Little first offender status and sentenced him to 5 years probation, no jail time. 2 months later, Little stood before a Houston County judge and pled guilty to the simple battery and cruelty to children. Again, he was given probation, this time 12 months. A Houston County prosecutor told me they didn't know Little had just pled guilty to a violent crime in Fulton County. They ran a background report on him back when he was arrested, but not before he agreed to plead guilty here in Houston County.
Should it have happened? No.
Pete Skandalakis of the Prosecuting Attorneys Council says any judge needs to know all of a defendant's record to make the best decision.
There's nothing more tragic than seeing a young child killed. But when you see something like this and then you go behind the scenes and you try to figure out why this happened, how it happened, and should it have happened, that's the problem. And it's heartbreaking.
While on probation, Little was in trouble again in yet another county. June 2020, Clayton County Sheriff's Office arrested him for allegedly giving a false identity during a traffic stop. Turns out he was also wanted in Houston County for violating his probation. Houston County didn't pick him up due to the distance.
Oh, wow.
I look at that and I go, what the heck is going on in our criminal justice system? Is that a fair response?
Absolutely.
Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis took over after Little's earlier arrests in Fulton, Houston, and Peach counties. She will now prosecute DeQuasie Little.
That's my friend that was over there. He hit her too.
For domestic violence and murder.
To mourn for this child is an absolute fair response. To be disgusted that he had contact with law enforcement and he was not in jail, that is a fair response.
Following the Clayton County arrest, along with DeQuasie Little failing to abide with other probation requirements, Fulton County filed a motion to revoke DeQuasie Little's probation and send him back to jail. But Fulton County Magistrate Judge Brandy Brooks only revoked Little's probation for 30 days.
What?
Since he had served 30 days in jail following his Clayton County arrest, he was free to go.
So a judge ruled against us.
Is
that frustrating to a prosecutor? Everyone in the nation.
A mammy on the bench is how I see her. Who was it? Mammy Judge Brooks. Let him keeping them in there. I'm so sick of these mammies. So I guess him going on crime sprees based on the charges throughout the county. 4 years, 7 victims. It means nothing. A mammy is how I see her. A mammy on the bench. And now this person is dead. So I guess him attacking women, choking them, beating them, hurting children, that wasn't enough. Judge Brooks. One more time.
Revoked Little's probation for 30 days. Since he had served 30 days in jail following his Clayton County arrest, he was free to go.
So a judge ruled against us.
So the mammy judge, and that's how I see her as a mammy, ruled against us, and now look, a child is dead. Dusty Privilege. Dusty Privilege is alive and well. Let a black woman do something. Oh, she should have known better than doing that. She got to serve her time. She made that decision. Why do you think they get to run amok so much, little TT and the crew? Just run amok doing crazy stuff. The women and children are protected, but the dangerous dust buckets are protected. Gee, what about that decent black man that bought that house and then I was waiting outside for the refrigerator on a house that he bought, obviously as an investment property, married to the sergeant? He wasn't protected, no, because one of the little dangerous chocolate jobs came by and just served him multiple shots. How many black men, women, realtor, attorney got by the dust buckets? So she ruled. Let's go ahead and get a picture. I'm going to label her, in my opinion, as a mammy on the bench. She ruled against the prosecutor out of all those charges. I'm getting him up out of there. And now a 6-month-old child is dead. So I guess, like I said, women don't value, even the mammies don't value women. 30 days. And that's why the crime is out of hand. They get to run amok like this here. The Dusties have more. Dusties are the only ones in the black community that have privilege. Only ones in the BC that have privilege. There have been other cases. Mammy's just letting them out. Mammy's just letting them out. Who had Jussie Smollett back? Don't want to prosecute him. All that money and time spent on him. Just want to let it go. Anybody else? Oh, we getting ready to catch it. But this is what I mean. Welcome to the BC. Hashtag Dusty Privilege. Not held accountable. That's why it's a dangerous place to live. The men are not held accountable when they commit crimes like this here. No. So if she would have done her job, and their job is to protect the citizens and the taxpayers, maybe we'd have less victims. Maybe that 6-month-old child would not be dead. Dusties and their mammies, I don't care whether they're Dustina in the PJs or one that's as a judge. They're the enablers. You got the Dusty mammy who raised them, Dusty baby mama, Dusty big mama. That's why they run rampant in the manner in which they do. They're allowed to. They are privileged. This right here is inexcusable. I have no respect for her. Again, what he did to him, and he served 30 days, and so she goes against the prosecutor. So now we know. Now we know that who made the better call. And it's obviously, in my opinion, it's not the judge. A mammy on the bench, sapping up mammy biscuits. And now a child is dead. Welcome to the BC, where only the Dusties are privileged. It's sad, it's embarrassing, and the worst thing is it's harmful. Women victimize children. Now a baby is dead. So she should be able to tell the parent, oh yeah, well, if I had, kept him locked up where he belonged, given his past, maybe a child would be here. But guess what? I wanted to make sure that Dust Bucket was free, and it has now led into a tragedy. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and please hit the notification button. Stay safe out there. It's just too much dust, and it's dangerous everywhere. I'm out, people. Stay safe.